beautiful sons and daughters of Zion. I call my soulmate, my king, wise, just, wealthy, God-led ruler, guardian of my heart and earthly riches. I call my people nobles and conquerors. If it's true that words have power, I speak power to truth. I speak truth to life. I speak life to you. I call those things that be not as though they were. I walk in the power of the Spirit of love. From my mouth I speak forth and believe it already done. I speak renewed. I speak more than a conqueror. I speak blessed, abundantly blessed. I speak made, wonderfully made. I speak that we are wise, victorious, loving, joyful, healed, delivered. I speak power. If it's true that words have power, well, honey, I speak it, claim it, walk forth in power. If it's true that words have power, and I believe they do, well, then I speak power to you, and dare you to speak it too. Good afternoon, guys. Thank you guys for coming, for being patient with us today as we got set up here and as we flow. And inside is, like I said, the book is like, it's like my love journey with God, like my quest back to Him and back to myself. And so inside, and the book is dedicated or is noted as a tribute to love and laughter. But I specifically like to just dedicate this one to the Jesus, because He's awesome. If you don't know it, you should get to know it. Man, He's great. And I remember my life just being kind of crazy at one time. And I was tired, y'all. I didn't even want to do this life no more. I was tired. But I remember where I was standing in my apartment on Shenandoah. I couldn't stand the apartment. I couldn't stand the apartment people. I didn't have any patience. I was just tired. And I had been striving and trying and striving and trying to just do something with this life, to become somebody. And I was exhausted. I'm like, Jesus, I quit. I can't please you. I can't, foolishness. Now I know, but I remember Him saying, just fall in love with me. And at the time, that was like crazy. Like, who could fall in love with God? Like, seriously, can you do that, But you can. If you don't know it, you can. So this piece is called Inside. Inside out and upside down. My life was spiraling downward until you I found. Into my life you came like a make-believe Kodak moment. A glimpse of a joy I could not conceive, and foolishly I disregarded your presence. I shunned you away. I was trapped in a world without life, hindered by the fears and the hurt of my past life, until the day it hit me like epiphany. I opened my mind. I lent you my heart. You renewed my mind, gave me meaning in life, filled me with hope, and gave my dreams flight. Now I am complete, radiant, outside in and downside up. Never knew I could conquer so much until the day you entered my life. I opened my mind and I lent you my heart. And now my life is yours and yours is mine. And this journey I would trade for none other, now that I have you on the inside. Yeah, snap it up. That's right. If you don't know Comcast dedication, you're supposed to snap it up. No, I did. I remember the days of my youth when spring brought spider lilies and the hair of your beard was a mixed copper tone blend. Children played in tree swings and rolled down the driveway in tractor tires. Tea cakes and sun tea. Planting tomatoes and shucking peas. sawdust hills and go-kart rides, sitting in your lap to steer the wheel, then gathering in the den at Christmas time and singing the Temptations in my mind. You remember? Ooh, y'all know the song? Ooh. Tying ropes to trees to play in the pond, and wheelbarrow games that made cleaning the bank fun. A 30-acre stretch that you managed to make sure we kept clean. Yes, I remember the days of my youth. Petty arguments and sermons of, oh, I guess you got attitude. Spring seemed to last all year. Daydreams of growing up and leaving this small town to find better. Nights spent lying on car tops, pondering the weathers and what ifs of life. Yes, I vividly remember the days of my youth. Then, in my eyes, you were invincible, at least to the age of 80. Then, only maybe. Surprisingly, the copper tone mix became salt and pepper, and I traveled and explored the rural to find different, but not so much better. I surrendered my youth and intimate moments for pursuit of education and experience, never really seeing the seasons change for those who were near and dear to me. Rusted heaps of tire rims and dilapidated auto parts replaced the shed. Weeds grew in the garden and plum trees ceased to bloom. I returned home to an atmosphere spring turned gloomy, and you now rest your head and soul in a heavenly place far from here. I long to hear your voice or listen to the rumble of your stomach as we lie watching Gunsmoke in the afternoon. Man, Daddy, when did winter come? And how did I miss the seasons change? Marvelous, brother, because I think y'all are awesome, even when I have my really face on. I think y'all are awesome. So, if marvelous were a crime, you'd be doing time. I'm talking life behind bars with no possibility of parole. See, it completely blows my mind how, even in your utmost decline, you possess the humility and wisdom that far surpasses the men of your time. Your legacy should be written in history books. Your day-to-day thoughts should be noted as helpful tips. Your style alone should be quoted in a memorandum. 101 tips for men to live by. It pleases me to see how you love and raise your child, honor and respect your wife. The way you handle your business, simply put, is magnificent. In a jam, you maintain your composure, do what it takes to make the storm pass over, keep your head, give God your faith, yet still love and give yourself to others in a selfless way. When it would be easier to lead him be, and it would be easier to just spend for me. See, you're from the school of hard knocks, man. You've had more than your share of trials, yet and still when everything and everyone else said give up, you went the extra mile, and man, I'm impressed at the man you've become. When I look at you, I see God. I see love. And bruh, I'm saying if marvelous were a crime, you'd be doing time. I'm talking life behind bars with no possibility of parole. And It completely blows my mind how even in your utmost decline, you possess the humility and wisdom that far surpasses the men of your time. And your legacy, bruh, your legacy should be written in history books. But that's just the being marvelous for a crime. Alright, we're gonna take a small break. Why? The question children ask with concerns in their minds about the things going on in their lives. The question a little boy asks when he doesn't understand why mommy's always working and he's never seen his dad. Why? The question a little girl asks when she's staying home alone, taking care of herself and her siblings because mommy, well, she's never home. Why? The questions children ask when they simply cannot see why daddy's always drinking and taking his anger out on them. Why? The question children ask when standing such with tears in their eyes about why parents are always fighting, mommies are always crying about daddy's constant lying, and neither one is trying to conceal the fact that the love in the home is almost gone, and the child is left feeling alone. Why? The question the humbled ask when they are left with silent tears that only grows worse over the years. Why? The question a parent asks when a child gets out of hand, and no matter what they say or do, the child replies, you just don't understand. Why? The question society asks with judgmental minds about why we are constantly losing our youth to crime. Lord, why? The question Jesus asked when dying on the cross, paying the price for you and me so that our souls would not be lost. Why? The question God will ask upon his return about why we weren't ready when he gave us ample time to get our lives together, that we might have eternal life divine. Why? One of life's most imperative lessons that many will never learn. But why? So what I noticed about as I was sitting in that lit class is whys of why, why I felt like I wasn't maximizing. It's funny. Not really. Go with me if you will. It doesn't put me in a Maya flow, so I guess, Monica left. She knew what she was doing. I tried to get her to mime for this one. Do I have any mimes in the house? No, but Jackie! No. Okay. So, every day I fight a war by myself. Against myself. Ironic as it may seem, I'm my own best friend and my own worst enemy. I want what's best for me. I motivate and encourage myself to see things through. On the other hand, I remind myself that I failed some tests while giving it my best and let fears hold me back. I keep running away from myself, to myself. Self-help therapy. See, consciously, I think the answers lie deep within the subconscious psyche of repressed thoughts. Awkwardly, yet understandably, I see three of me. Pregnant. The confident, fearless me. The anxious, fearful me. And the confused one that stands still in between. The fearless one probes to find where the answers lie. The fearful one takes the opposing route and avoids what she can't see. She thinks she can, based on her past, predict a dreadful outcome. Well, the one in the middle sees both sides of the spectrum, like lighted confusion. Some days one side is stronger than the other. Some days I see myself looking at myself, tugging at each other, thinking to myself, when I'm by myself, why can't I pull myself together? Now you may think I'm crazy, even schizophrenic, but that's not the case. Tell me if you will, when man versus himself, how can he win? How can he lose? See, my spirit and flesh are in a constant state of tug of war. Follow your heart now. That's what the wise would say. No. Follow your first mind. Now that's the logical way. This war would be ended when both sides have equal pull. So my struggle is a constant one for one side to win the other one over. So this piece is called Return. When will you return to me? I close my eyes and make a wish. I wish I could. I wish I might have the presence of your love here tonight. I open my eyes only to find that the fullness of your love may never be mine. But if you love something, let it go, if it returns. When will you return to me? In my prayers and in my dreams, faith, the substance of the yet unseen, gives rise to a hope and an unconditional love that expects the best, prepares for the worst, and thrives through it all. If you love something, let it go, if it returns. Will you return to me and take my being into you as I do you, blending you and me into a glorious and redefined, united we? If you love something, let it go, if it returns. Will you return to me? I close my eyes and make a wish. When I open them, will you be there? I used to fear success, but now the only thing that I fear is fear itself. You see, fear is so paralyzing. Without realizing the hold it had on me, my dreams became my hope and my enslavement. Overly cautious instincts always left me wondering, what if? Scared to be mediocre, scared to be great, until the day I learned to just be. You see, mediocre is tolerable, and great it's so hard to maintain, but to be is just that, to be. But whether it be great or whether it be small, a difference made, if made at all, is still a great testament. So it left me to ponder, if less lived in fear and wonder of what if, how great would the world be? You decide, I think. How great would you be if you knew that you could not fail? Like, what's the thing you would do if you knew that it was guaranteed? You couldn't fail. You matter of fact, you're already succeeded in it. Like, what's that thing you would do? What passions would you pursue? What company would you create? How many dance schools would you open? How many young girls would you inspire? How many lives would you touch? How many books would you write? How many songs would you sing? How many designs would you create? Like, if you knew you couldn't fail, what's the thing you would do? But what I found is society teaches us to like dumb down, to like, it's almost like you were born and then all of a sudden, I don't know how it crept in, but somebody nurtured the seed of fear in our lives. Funny story, true story, true story. I went back and forth with the question, with the title of this, because it was either a question for Job's wife or it was a question for Lot's wife. Either a question for the wife who, after they went through, through storms, and anybody know the story, Job went through stuff, lost everything. That woman said, "I'm out of here. Curse your God and die." Really, girl? Like, now I can say that, but at one point, I must have been Job's wife, because that's the name of his poem. Or it was a question for Lot's wife, the one who, turned into sand as she was looking back. God was delivering them out of, just a kind of crazy life. And he said, "Don't look back." And she decided to look back and turned to pillar of salt, right? So it came down to Job's wife, because what I learned was about me is I had a tendency to murmur and complain, and God said, "I got something for you." So this is a question for Job's wife. If you could turn back the hands of time, simply stop and press rewind, would you do it all over again, or just replace the bad times? The good times come to make you hopeful, but gratefulness comes after you've been through the storm and can testify on how you made it over. The fight makes you stronger. The scars help you remember to look to the cross and make Jesus the central figure. I don't know the next part. I do, but I'm tripping. To make Jesus the central figure. The trials make you patient. Temptation reveals your faith. Failure makes you grateful for His saving grace. Defeat keeps you humble. Success keeps you going. Testing keeps you growing. Weeping is simply a way of keeping you empathetic. You see, the harder the lesson learned, the less likely you are to forget it. The harder you work for it, the more you cherish it. Yes, laughter is good for the soul, and understanding brings you peace, but baby, it's the trying times that keep us kneeling at His feet. Yes, was after I was done. Remember I said if I'm done, the book will be done? I knew I was done when God gave me this piece, y'all. This is it. This is for now. This is going to take us on home. But I knew the voyage to beautiful was over. Not like just like everything's over, because I still got a ways to go. But I knew that this part was done when He gave me this last piece, because it grounded my feet and made me solid in something that is not it's not fickle. It's not fleeting or variable. It's just He's so solid. I got a solid foundation now, so I'm good to go. I'm ready to rock and roll. But man, when I wrote this piece, it scared the crap out of me. I said, what's going on? I can't say that, Jesus. I'm like, okay, but I'll say it because you said it, you gave it to me, so I knew that I was coming into a new place in Him, and I've been amazed by it. This piece, Stand, is a stand behind my name. It's for when you've been the prodigal son or daughter. You've had your prodigal moment. You've squandered your inheritance, and God says, "Come on back," and you run back home, and He's welcoming you with open arms. And what I even like about that story is the son came back, and the daddy met him halfway, like, "Yes, my son is home. Like, let's have a party," That's how God is. Like, let's have a party, and then He'll still just give you stuff and push you on to be the light that He's called us to be. And then He'll stand up and He'll say, "Now tell other people about it." And that to me is the challenging part. But this last piece was, you'll hear the voice change. I hope that you hear the voice change. Again, for somebody who's always been called stuck up all her life, just because I'm different and set apart, people don't know the difference. This was a hard one, but I'm learning to walk in it. It's called Stand Behind My Name. I need a volunteer. Can you volunteer? I just need a handshake. Can you volunteer? No? Okay. You can stay seated. So pardon me, well, let me say one more thing. When you arrive at this place and people want to dumb you down and pacify you like they did that baby in that game, don't do that. don't spit that pacifier out. Push that to the side and keep driving forward. So this piece is about driving forward. So when they tell you, they call you all manners of things, don't let that bother you. You shake that off and you keep being you, right? You keep being who he's molding you to be. Let him mold you and take you, and you keep going. Don't let them stop you. Don't let it hold you back. And when they say, who you think you are, this is what you tell them. Because I had an experience when they said, who she think she is? And so I went back and I said, well, God, because it was in a place, and I was like, I know you took me to this place, like, what's going on? And he gave me this piece. So, pardon me, I don't believe we've been introduced. You are?
Elvis.
Elvis, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice name. You know what it means?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. Oh, that's cute. Nice. Elvis. That's pretty cool. Me, I'm massive. I'm obtuse. Given time, I would defy the bounds of your parametric lines. In your petty little box, I cannot be contained. Expound. Let's see. I'm like Disney. When you think of me, you should think, oh, the possibilities. Because with Jesus, my potential is endless. Trying to fit me into a mold that's not fluid is senseless. I'm the rise and the fall. I'm the calm and the precipice. I'm yin and yang, not afraid to be myself or do my own thing. See, I had parents who believed in me. Was reared in an African American community that challenged me to dream and dare to become all that I could be. You say that it can't be done, but can't is a cuss word to me. I have so much creative energy that it bubbles and springs forth from within without hesitancy. I see the world through childlike eyes, not that I fantasize. Rather, I believe that in possession of faith, there is no need to compromise. See, even when times are hard, I smile and I pray, Father God, open heaven wide. Let your kingdom come. Reign upon earth here. Build among your daughters and sons. He replies, daughter, take your seat. When you yield, when they see you, they'll see me. His Holy Spirit indwells and awakens life in me. It's in him that I live, I move, and I have my being. So I do not brag or boast in the flesh you see. Rather, I stand in confidence because Jesus is my King. He lives in me and I in he. Together we abide, and from his love nothing can divide. By this I'm assured, I'm bold, and I'm secure. By this I can firmly say, I stand behind my name. My name is child of the Most High God, daughter of the one true King. Now, listen, I must say, as a woman by any other name, I would not be the same. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you guys for coming. That's it for today.